is. Doing that. In a few weeks, I'm going to Texas Tech, so I know they're going to have my back in that. And tonight we went out there and competed for one, and ultimately got it done.
Yeah, same as me. Just want to compete for our teammates. Every time when they want to go, when we go play a teammate's hometown, you always have to show out extra hard for them because they got to go back home in the summer. So it'd be easier for them to go back with their chin high, and then coming out with an L. So it was just good to be here and help Juan because I know this was really special for Juan.
Yeah, Kevin. In the first half, they called you for an offensive foul. You kind of went laughing back down the court. What were you kind of saying there?
Yeah, I didn't agree with the call, but it was the call, so it was a charge. I just looked at Juan, looked at KJ in there like, man, you good, you'll be back. And I knew Joe came in for me, I believe, and I was like, we good. It ain't no drop off when Joe comes in. So once he got in there, I went to the bench and just started cheering. Turned into a cheerleader in a way. They handled business, and then Coach trusted me to get back out there late in the first half. Trusted me with 2 fouls, and it all worked out.
Juan, as far as birthday celebrations go, how does this rank?
Well, last year my birthday was on the day when we played Mizzou, so we just gonna try to have a good time tonight. I don't know what we gonna do, but we gonna celebrate this W. We wanted to win this for the fans too, so we just want to come out here and play hard for them.
Juan, does an atmosphere like this, does it affect you at all either way?
No, because I was just in the national championship game. It was 70,000 people, so no, I just embraced it like Kev said and handle my business. That's it.
Juan, this week, how much did you talk about the history of the rivalry and what you've experienced here growing up as well with your teammates, and how much did that kind of affect the way you got prepared?
Really, we didn't really start talking about the little rivalry until Wednesday, but our coaching staff, they got us all hyped up. Being on social media, our fans really wanted to beat them, so it's just coming out there and competing every day. That's all.
Forget the rivalry for a minute. You guys talked a lot about this was your first real road environment with this team. What do you like about how you guys played or performed or operated in a true road game?
I think it was great for us. The road games is when you really grew as a team, I feel like. When it's y'all 15 in the huddle and your coaching staff against 16,000 out there, I feel like that's when you kind of grow. They made some stretches, for sure, some runs, and that was great how we responded to it. Early in the season, it's definitely early, but you need these, type of games to, grow as a team, so it was big for us.
Kevin, after having 9 days off, what did you guys do to make sure that you didn't come out flat?
That's Coach Self. He gonna make sure we're not coming out flat. Every day we just put in the work, just embraced the grind, really worked on us, and then also, got ready for Mizzou. Coach Self, he gonna make sure we're ready, for sure.
Time for one more.
KJ, you talked about your mom coming to the game and hostile road environment. Can you talk about your mindset overall? How are you feeling coming in?
Just happy and excited to be in situations like this. Ever since I'm little, I've always just been dreaming of situations like this. My mom played at Texas A&M, so she's played in a lot of big games. So just being there and just being grateful for where I am because all the sacrifices my parents made for me, it's all coming through right now, and I'm just glad to be out here while they're watching.
Did your mom have any advice coming in a game like this?
She really doesn't text me before games, just makes me get focused.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Late. Kind of threw it in there.
No, I get it.
It's good to see you, Zach. Yeah, you've been quite a lot.
No, Toby said that.
I mean, had a couple changes since I last saw you.
Right.
He's usually sitting here.
That's not to say I've grown up.
Oh, please don't.
You're right. A little late drop in, though. Yeah. Yeah. Good for him. Found the right spot.
I threw it in there.
You have no idea. It's hard to finish well.
Fire away.
Coach, what do you like better, the start to the game or the start to the second half?
Well, I thought the start of the game we actually played. I mean, that's about as well as we played for any stretch, and you know, we got good looks and we passed it great and handled pressure well, and you know, got lucky. They missed some shots they probably normally make, but that was about that first 10 minutes. That was pretty good. And of course, when Grady shoots it like that, getting it started, and you know, we were scoring, and Jalen really hadn't gotten involved yet, so that was good. It was a total team effort, and certainly we played our best game of the season. I feel like.
What was it like being back here after 11 years?
It was nice. I mean, the crowd was very welcoming, but in all honesty, you know, you want to be in environments where people care, and there was obviously a caring environment today. I mean, Mizzou showed. They turned out, and the crowd was great. I thought our guys really did a good job of not letting them go on runs that could have really got the crowd more into the game. The one run they went on, they cut it to 15 or whatever, and it was still a ball game then, but we responded after that. But I thought our guys handled the crowd great, but I thought the crowd was really, really good.
What did you want to take away from them, Bill?
Take away
Take
from
away from them, yeah. I mean, they've been a high-scoring team.
You know what, Blair? I don't know that we talked much about taking anything away, except personnel. You know, what certain individuals can do and what they can't do. And the way that they hurt us today, and they hurt us a lot on this, we're just playing one-on-one. They just played take-em, and they shot a lot of layups. And so, you know, if we were to play them again, I'd probably have to figure out a way to eliminate that, because I thought their individual offense was better than our individual defense, you know, when they played one-on-one. But we wanted to limit Kobe going right and getting him in the post and drawing fouls, and we wanted to obviously limit Hodges' shots off the catch. And I don't think we did a great at either one of them, but we probably did a above average job on both of them.
Bill, what did you guys emphasize offensively as far as their hard denials, and then also when you guys did see help?
We thought that when we beat our man, we weren't beating our man to them bluffing and getting back. We're beating our man to them running to the ball. I mean, they do a great job of that. You know, West Virginia used to be great at that too, and so we talked about, as soon as you beat your man, make the extra pass, and then obviously the way they play, it helps if the ball goes in the hole, and it did for us today. But you know, if you can exercise some patience and not turn it over in the first 10 or 15 seconds of the shot clock, you know, you could get a situation where there's a switch, and now KJ's posting on a guard and things like that we were able to take advantage of. So we executed fairly well.
Bill, you said this week you asked the players to embrace the atmosphere and have fun. I mean, love the atmosphere. Is that what happened?
Well, I think I don't know that they loved it, but I do think that they embraced, you know, what was that. I told them, you know, the whole deal is every, you know, segment of the game is going to learning experience for us to have a chance to get better, and we need to learn to win away from home. And in order to do that, you got to have a tight huddle. You got to put blinders on. You can't look left. You can't look right. You got to think next play and know it's a long game. And I thought, you know, we did a pretty good job with that.
Bill, this is probably a little bit obvious, but an environment like this and the pressure that Mizzou likes to bring, just the calm demeanor that DeJuan has, how much does that just factor in the way you're able to execute what you wanted to do?
You know, Juan scores. You know, everybody played pretty well. Now, don't get me wrong, but he takes 2 shots and he's great. You know, in a game like that, they didn't make DeJuan beat them because they guard everybody. You know, there'll be some people that try to make DeJuan beat them because they may back off or do some things, but Missouri guards everybody, that's what aggressive pressure teams do. But I thought his poise. He had 2 bad turnovers, and other than that, I thought his poise was tremendous. And his 2 turnovers just occurred when he got tired. But he's a damn good guard that doesn't get near the credit for being as good as what he is.
Coach, Dennis Gates' his first year. Do you have any words for him? Any advice you maybe throw his way playing in the SEC or playing against Kansas, playing in the Big 12?
No, I think he's done a great. They're 9-0. He's done a great job. One game, it doesn't in any way, shape, or form for us or them define anything. But it should be a learning experience for both of us. But I know his staff, and Dickie and I have known each other since I was 18 years old, and of course CY and Dennis were both with Leonard, and I was with Leonard. So I know that they're going to do a great job, and they already have done a great job. But it'll be a good learning experience. Each game will be preparing them for the SEC because that's a monster league just like our league.
Was KJ's day circumstance or something that he was more comfortable, played better? What did you see from him?
I think we told him before the game, this is perfect game for you because they didn't have standing height and we don't have standing height, so he has an advantage. He's so athletic. You can throw it to him if he's being guarded by a guy his size, and that's what happened a few times and got his confidence going a little bit. And he's really good in that short roll setup. So and Juan did a good job of getting the hockey assist, the pass to KJ, which led to the next pass for a good shot. So yeah, KJ was really good today, and I was really happy to see it because his mother had been struggling health-wise a little bit, and so having her here behind the bench with Dad, that was great.
How much is he progressing as a roller?
I think he's a good passer. I think he's good. I think he's just not very tall. So you play Tennessee, and they're putting 6'10", 6'10" out there and everything. It's a little bit different, but he's gonna figure out a way how to impact the game. He's a lot like a young Draymond. There's a lot of similarities in the game. I'm not saying he is that, but I see a lot of similarities to what Draymond was when he was young.
Time for one more.
You already mentioned Grady a little bit, but to come out and do that, did that really steady the team?
Yeah, this dude's we had guys playing in their first road game ever, and he comes out and acts like, he's playing at Sunrise or Collegiate, in Wichita. He was cool, and his ball didn't hit the rim the first 4 or 5 he shot, and so yeah, he was great. He was great. He played too many minutes, and that's why I think he didn't shoot as well late because his legs got probably tired. But he's a good freshman now. He's a good basketball player. All right, guys. Thank you.
Halfway through the first
Coming up with all I'm up there, yes.
Oh, okay.
I know. It's hard to read.
Oh yeah, Keith.
Oh, Natalie, I beg to differ.
It was an outstanding atmosphere. I thought our guys did a great job leading into this game. I thought their level of focus was excellent. We shot the ball well in practice. But again, there's a reason why Kansas is top 10 in the country. Is the reason why Bill Self is a Hall of Fame coach. I thought we showed and displayed different things throughout the game where we almost had runs going, but somehow, some way, whether a missed free throw or a turnover, it sort of took the wind out of the sail. Our crowd was outstanding throughout the game. Again, we just didn't give them more reason when they were right there on the edge of their seat. And I thought that second half run, I think we went on an 11-2 run and cut it. You could clearly hear the excitement. But again, timeout, top 10 team in America regroups. We didn't execute how we needed to execute, whether it was easy shots, wide open shots, etc. But I credit Kansas. They had a great victory tonight.
Coach, first time talking to the team, obviously, after a loss this season, what was one of the immediate things you told them in the locker room?
I tell my guys I love them all the time. And I think ultimately we have to remain consistent in what we do so that we can yield the results that we want. There's no doubt about it. These guys want to go back out there as they are competitors, no different than me. But we have to continue to obtain the lessons out of situations like this, no different than we've obtained lessons throughout our season thus far. And there's some lessons I'll be able to watch film and get those lessons and regroup and correct what we need to correct. But also understand I'm still proud of my guys. I'm proud of what they and who they are, what they're about. It just wasn't our night. And, unfortunately, the outcome is the outcome. But, again, I credit our fans. They were definitely out, and it was a beautiful sight to see in Mizzou Arena.
Nick and Noah both, early on, did you guys, was the start, did that have anything to do with the atmosphere and maybe being too high, or was that just not executing at the beginning the way you wanted to?
I would just say we just didn't execute how we planned. We knew coming into the game the crowd was going to be big time. But things just didn't go our way today.
Dennis, you mentioned trying to learn from this game, but what are some things that kind of popped out before you pop in the film?
Well, ultimately, looking at the stat sheet and obviously being on the sideline of the game, we did not execute in the paint at all. And I thought we suffered, whether it was being discouraged, not coming away with foul shots, not executing on the line at the level that I wanted us to do, but also their field goal percentage defense or offense was too high. The first half they scored, I think opened the game 11 straight baskets, but ultimately shooting 60%. That's going to put you behind, especially if you're not shooting 60% as well, or getting to the foul line and cutting the clock. So that first half was a little bit rough, but I did think our guys was focused. We talked about it in the locker room, but again, turnovers. As we came out of that locker room the first 3 minutes of the half, we turned the ball over. Ill-advised turnovers, self-turnovers, those things I credit Kansas defense. There is no doubt about it. But also, I look at our guys. I look at what we can do better, and we have to be better coming out of the half.
And Coach, you're growing your program, growing your team. You talked about playing defense. What are some things your team you hope to improve on defensively as you go on in the coming weeks and months?
Well, I'll say this. They had probably two players. Let's say Jalen Wilson and Grady Dick. The first half, Grady Dick, right? Second half, it was Jalen Wilson. So we have to do a better job of balancing, which I thought we did one half, but not the full game with Grady Dick. I thought we did the same thing with Jalen Wilson, and he's definitely a first-team All-American. There is no doubt about it, and he allowed the game to come to him. And I thought we did a great job with him in the first half, and we just didn't do that in the second half as he ended the game with 24 points. Let's say he had, 4 or 5 in the first half. That's a big-time jump for a guy like that, and it shows why they are who they are, and obviously he is a first-team All-American.
Dennis, they had a big edge in the transition points.
Yeah.
Did they take that away from you more so, or you guys just kind of get away from your strengths, creating those opportunities?
Well, I look at it like this. They had 28 points off turnovers. We lost by 28. And whenever some of those turnovers are hidden in missed layups. Some of those turnovers are hidden in, let's say, and we shoot a jump shot versus going into the paint. You just didn't convert that transition defense and get guys in position. I thought Kansas did a great job of that, forcing us into ill-advised shots that we normally would not take in transition. We usually would try to get to the foul line, get to the basket, but more importantly, I thought our missed shots led to us to being discouraged. And I gotta watch the film and challenge our guys in a way that is healthy, and we'll have our debrief, and I think our guys will be prepared to learn the lessons that this game will teach us.
Nick and Noah, inside the locker room, was there a sense that this game was a litmus test for you guys? Because obviously you had faced a team the caliber of Kansas. And what do you think the takeaway is, if you can come up with one right now, about what it's going to take to compete with Illinois or Kentucky later this month?
Yeah, I think we don't really lose as a team. We learn, and this is a lesson for us. So just regrouping, staying with our brotherhood, just connecting more after this loss, and just building from it. I think that's the most important thing.
Coach Gates always says get lost in the details. So throughout the season, we definitely need to get lost in the details, know situation, certain sets that teams are running. And like I said in other interviews, consistency will be our biggest goal throughout the season, because you have a lot of games, a lot of good teams, but the team that can stay most consistent usually comes out on top in the end.
And I'll copy that. The litmus is practice every day. It's not just in games. We've played some good teams. Penn is preseason, NCAA tournament team, Wichita State, that was a good environment. There's a host of teams throughout our schedule that has allowed us to discover who we are, but also put us in situations to make sure we're working on the right things we need to work on. The litmus is every day in practice, being consistent, but also making sure we're growing together. There's no doubt. There is championship DNA in the program. I'm not sure if you know that or not, but there's championship DNA over in that other locker room. And those guys are top 10, whatever ranking they have, for a reason, right? We're in the infant stages. And what I challenge my guys each and every day is, how can we use every situation that we encounter, good, bad, ugly, to continue to galvanize and get on the same page so we can have in April the outcome that we want. And it's a big picture, not just in these small little spaces. But I'm not happy about the outcome. My players aren't happy. Our fans aren't happy. But we have to learn from it, and we will.
Along those lines, I wanted to ask, like, in your experience, and I know you're a relatively young head coach.
Could I get your name first?
My name is Todd Palmer with
Todd,
PHB.
nice to see you, man. Good to see you.
I know you've spent a lot of time with Leonard Hamilton too, right? Like, in your experience, is it easier to get your team's attention after a loss and get them to see the things they need to correct, when you're coming off a loss, than it is maybe when you've been stringing together a few wins? I
don't think I understand that question.
Do you think it's easier to get your team to focus in practice and buy in, and like if they're coming off a loss and they see maybe you've been preaching something during the wins, but
I'll say, let me help you with this. Our guys are coachable guys. They are outstanding. Their coaches, the programs that they come from, they have been tremendous, right? They've had success. Whether it's high school transfers, JUCO transfers, or guys that we were able to get from the portal. They come from great programs. They're coachable. So I've had their attention, and they've had mine from day one. I don't think we allow conditions to forge or allow us to get closer. No, we work on that beforehand. It's all about preventative and team building and different things like that. And these guys have been wonderful, and we'll continue to grow, just like every team will this season. We just have to continue to do those things that matter in the stat sheet. You can't turn the ball over. Can't.
No, Coach
but
mentioned,
President Mitu.
Kind of playing the play down low. And Kansas was not a team that height-wise necessarily was imposing. What do you think it was that limited the success you guys were able to have in the paint today?
Just there was a coach talked to me already about it. Just me not, fixing my mistakes. There was times where I was fronting the post and I wasn't being strong enough and edging that guy out, and they threw it over my head, and that led to some layups. But honestly, just giving our all and fighting. I thought we could have had a little bit more of that down there, and I think that's definitely my fault. But we're going to continue to work and battle back, and we're going to fix our mistakes.
Dennis, how much of Juwan Harris's sort of calm demeanor, the way he's able to move, can kind of get you guys out or hurt the way you pressure the ball so much?
Well, I thought the entire team took care of the basketball for Kansas, and that's part of the fabric that allows them to be national champions, having a positive assist-to-turnover ratio. It was a good test for them to come on the road for the first time, and sometimes you look at, okay, this is their first road test, but sometimes that makes teams a lot more focused than what they normally would be because it's the first road test. They're trying to build an identity, and each team is a new team, and they are playing a little bit different than they had to play in the past when they've had McCormick or Udoka or the bigs, but they are still impacted. KJ Adams did a great job for them. I thought he made great decisions, but again, Juwan Harris wasn't the only one to take care of the basketball. I thought multiple guys brought the ball up the court, but he ended up with, 9 assists, 10 assists or something, which was great. So he's a good player.
Dennis, do you have an idea when Isaiah can get back in rotation at this point?
I anticipate Isaiah helping us without a doubt, and we have to look at the big picture. Whenever you're in transition, right, no different than these guys, transition happens, and the transition that Isaiah is going through, he's going to get to the other side of it, and he's going to help us win ball games, and I'm excited about him. He's been present. He's been doing the things that our guys, myself, have gleamed at, put my arms around him. He is an unbelievable young man, but everyone's transition is different. And right now, he'll help us without a doubt. And I'm anticipating. I can't wait to have him out there to help us.
Coach, I know it's not obviously the outcome like you said you wanted, but initial impressions, your first time in this rivalry. What are your initial impressions of this rivalry?
It's a beautiful sight. I think this is what college athletics, college basketball is all about. This is what separates amateurism with professionalism. These games are generational games, right? You have family, friends, loved ones circling it on calendars, making plans to get back, get in front. It was the hottest ticket in the country. And I truly believe the atmosphere resembled that. Unfortunately, the outcome wasn't what I wanted to be, nor our players, nor our fans. But we have to regroup. We have to figure it out and get to the other side of it, which I know we will. I'll watch the film and break it down and kind of look at the different things out there. But there is energy in the building. Our fans showed out. They showed up. We just didn't give them enough.
One final question.
Following up on that, fans are frustrated from 40-point blowout last year, kind of a 30-point game this year. How close is it to being a competitive game between these two schools?
Excuse me?
How close do you think you are to competing with Kansas?
I don't understand the question. Can you kind of give it to me a little bit
It
different?
was a 40-point game last year. It was a 30-point game this year. Like, what makes it closer? How can you get closer to making it more?
Well, I'll have to watch the film and see, but there's traditionally, championship residue, national championship residue in the other locker room, and I respect that. Are we at a national championship level? No, but that's where my goals, my dreams, my aspirations are pointed at, and that's what our program is going to continue to strive toward and build it that way. I'm not happy about the outcome. There's no doubt about it. Whether it's 1-point loss, 10-point loss, 50-point loss, 100-point loss, I am not happy about it. I will look at the film, regroup, and figure out ways we can continue to get better, but also in a healthy way, challenge our players. These guys are hurting right now. I do know that. It's not Noah's fault. It's not Nick Honor's fault. It's our team's fault, and it starts with myself. And I have to continue to analyze. I have to continue to challenge. I have to continue to assess our program so that we can continue to head in the right direction. But there's no doubt about it. I'm excited about where we are I'm not excited about today.
Coach, what is your strategy to keep everybody fresh for the full week ahead of UCF on Saturday?
You said what's the strategy?
To keep everybody's legs fresh. You played 2 games in 14 days. You have a full week ahead of UCF next Saturday.
Yeah, we just have to continue to get better, watch film, strength and conditioning, get to practice, but also understand it's finals week and guys have academics to take care of and make sure that their mind is free when it comes down to executing and getting in that classroom and acing those finals that they need to ace. Our guys are doing a great job taking care of their bodies. Knock on wood, we're healthy. And I'm expecting our guys to regroup and be upperclassmen like they have been there throughout their careers. Just watching the film, I think, is the biggest thing, and then preparing for our next opponent.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, MIZ.
Oh, yeah. I know. Somebody sounded like you.
I didn't say where you said that every time. I'm here every time.
Oh boy. Is it 7 o'clock? Okay. He's back by like